Hospital. Judy?
Good morning. We do know that the person who was shot was male and he suffered critical injuries. He continues to undergo treatment here at the University of Chicago Hospital. COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, is investigating the officer's actions.
There were shots fired at the police, but there is one offender down.
It happened just after 11 last night. Police say 2 officers went to 53rd and South May in response to a shot spotter alert. They approached a group of people, and video at the scene shows a chaotic situation with people yelling and officers appearing to struggle with someone. A CPD statement this morning does not mention shots fired at police. It says police struggled with a man with a gun. One officer fired, hitting the man. Investigators say they recovered a gun during their search of the area. One man who lives in the area says he was at home with his family when he heard multiple rounds.
We don't know where the shots are coming from, but this is too many to be feeling comfortable. You know what I'm saying? The pow, 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 that was okay. We heard shots. But when we heard the over 100 rounds being shot, we were just like, everybody duck. And then we seen police coming and everything. That's when we started beginning to feel safe.
Williams also adds that it sounded like several people in the neighborhood were gathered for a party right before the gunfire erupted. The officer who fired the shot is currently on administrative duty for 30 days pending the outcome of the COPA investigation. Outside UFC on the south side, Judy Wang, WGN News.
Police are still looking for the driver that hit and killed a 5-year-old boy in the middle of a busy intersection in the Sauganash neighborhood.
The accident happened Wednesday night in the 6300 block of North Cicero. Taha Khan had just briefly slipped away from his parents and wandered out onto the street. Police say he was hit by a red Jeep that fled the scene and then hit again by another car. That driver stopped and performed CPR until the ambulance got there. Khan was taken to the hospital where he later died.
Recent mass shootings have Highland Park officials discussing security for the new school year. The school board for the North Shore District 112 met yesterday to discuss new safety procedures. One proposal is to ban visitors from bringing bags into school buildings. Other ideas are being privately discussed with a security consultant. Parents who attended the meeting wanted board members to hear how recent tragedies have them concerned.
I will never forget the horror of not knowing where our children were while there was a shooter on the loose. The thought of them being threatened with gun violence while at school is a horror that I feel in my body.
It terrifies me to think that the day that I send them to school, that's going to be the last day I'm going to see them. It really breaks my heart.
The school board says they are also looking into whether they should update school security cameras and door locking systems. Their first day of classes is less than 2 weeks away.
Former President Donald Trump says he welcomes the unsealing of the search warrant documents the FBI presented when it raided his estate in Florida on Monday. The Washington Post reports that the feds may have been looking for classified papers regarding nuclear weapons. Sources would not say whether it involved weapons belonging to the United States or whether any of those documents were recovered in the raid.
President Trump's former White House chief of staff says he never saw the president intentionally destroy sensitive documents. Mick Mulvaney says everyone in the White House knew the importance of preserving vital records, though many people, including himself and Trump, frequently tore up routine papers. If a sensitive document was torn, it was always taped back together again and copied. Mulvaney added he never saw the president flush any papers down the toilet.
A lengthy standoff between an armed man and the FBI in Cincinnati ended in his death. The gunman has been identified as 42-year-old Ricky Schiffer. He's believed to have been on the Capitol grounds during the January 6th insurrection and may have ties to far-right groups. Authorities say Schiffer was wearing body armor when he tried to enter the FBI's office with a gun Thursday. The man fled in a car when agents confronted him. The standoff ended on the nearby interstate. Authorities say he pointed his gun at agents and was shot and killed. The FBI director says violence and threats against law enforcement, including the FBI, are dangerous and should be deeply concerning to all Americans.
Now a WGN exclusive, a one-on-one interview with Congressman Adam Kinzinger, whose stance against former President Trump has left him alienated from the GOP. He says he will leave Congress this winter wounded but proud of the stance he took.
So I think Trump himself will be less and less of a force every day. My concern is Trumpism has been learned, and there are people that will use Trumpism now to maintain power.
But when you leave Congress here in just a few months, in the Trump versus Kinzinger war, has Trump won?
Yes. Yeah, he won. In the short term, at least. Look, I mean, there's no use in pretending that somehow I've scored some major victory and saved the party. Of local media?
You can watch our full report on WGNTV.com.
2 men suspected of firing shots inside the Mall of America last week were arrested Thursday afternoon in Chicago. 21-year-old Shamar Lark and 23-year-old Rashad May were taken into custody without incident. Police say Lark and May were at the Mall of America last week when their group got into an argument with another group inside the Nike store. Lark and May reportedly returned to the store, and police say Lark opened fire at the group. No one was hurt. A nationwide warrant had been issued for their arrests. The men are now in the Cook County Jail awaiting extradition to Minnesota.
A new proposed class action lawsuit claims Northwestern Memorial Hospital is giving sensitive patient health data to Meta, the tech giant that owns Facebook and Instagram. According to Cranes, Northwestern patients have to schedule appointments through an online medical portal that allows the presence of a computer code called MetaPixel. The lawsuit filed this week in Illinois federal court alleges MetaPixel was capturing highly sensitive medical data and selling it to third-party organizations. Northwestern is defending its actions, saying the use of this type of code was vetted.
A French bulldog in Texas is getting a lot of attention online for her resemblance to a famous movie character. This is Olive, also known as Little Hannibal Lecter. We are told that she does not have the same cravings as the Anthony Hopkins character. Her thing apparently is grasshoppers, which is why she needs to wear that mask, because she keeps eating them and it hurts her stomach. The owner says she only wears it for a couple of minutes, though, at a time.
When she goes outside or...
Yeah.
I wonder why it has to go on the forehead.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel necessary. The
Just
full
to keep
thing,
it on, maybe. No.
I don't know. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, good morning. 50s this morning for most of us. We're in the 60s in Chicago. It's 67 at the lakefront, 65 at Midway, and 61 at O'Hare. 50s elsewhere. Most of us mid-50s this morning with a mostly cloudy sky. Winds are coming in up to 12 miles per hour. East wind today stays about 5 to 10. That'll keep lakefront readings just a couple degrees cooler. Not a big range expected when you've got highs only in the 70s inland. Incoming cloud cover, and we'll see this increase the later we get into your day. Some shower activity north and west of us is our chance to get into a few scattered showers this afternoon. It's a pretty slight chance, but I think we'll squeeze at least 1 or 2 out. As we get into noon, 1 o'clock, very slight chance to see a couple of showers. Highest chance will be in the western sections closest to I-39. Even evening commute, this model keeps us dry. This rain is moving into very dry air. However, I think we still could see at least a couple scattered showers in that area of cloud cover this evening as well. Spotty shower overnight, slight thunderstorm chance tomorrow morning, especially in the north sections and hugging that lakefront area. Spotty shower tomorrow afternoon possible, and we'll keep in the evening hours a thunderstorm or 2. This is 6 o'clock on Saturday. Not a washout weekend, but daily slight chances. Even Sunday, mostly cloudy, very isolated chance for a shower with slowly decreasing clouds. Today, 78, increasing clouds, mainly cloudy with a couple scattered showers this afternoon and an east wind. Overnight, 64, mostly cloudy. Again, that spotty shower chance really sticks around all weekend. Brief thunderstorm or 2 both on Saturday morning and in the evening. 81 tomorrow, 77 Sunday. That's your forecast.